And welcome back. And before we talk about all the action on this afternoon and tomorrow afternoon, got some big announcements here with junior footy. I think everyone would love to hear this. Under 16 league best and fairest winner was Dave Sanzaro. Belmont Lions, of course, our producer running around on the floor now. And the under 14s league best and fairest winner, Aaron Morgan. Congratulations to those two boys, both from the Belmont Lions. Also, no, Belmont Lions, let them go. The good luck.
All right.
This is now the North Geelong segment, the only thing we've got left going, and the under 18s. Good luck to the North Geelong under 16s and Bannockburn under 14s in the grand finals at Lara this weekend. And one thing we'd like to mention, this is bragging rights for the GDFL. All the under 16 league medals were won by GDFL clubs bar one. Great effort for GDFL kids, fantastic indeed. And congratulations to each and every one of you. GDFL reigns and rules supreme, fantastic. Big action on this afternoon, boys. The big game on, the first semi-final, the Bannockburn top. What are you smiling at for?
No, it's the second semi today. We told you that.
A second semi today, that's right. It's not the Bannockburn. Jeez, I got it all back to front, folks. It's actually the second semi, and it's the Werribee Centurions. They're coming in for their first encounter in the finals this year, and they take on, of course, the Steel Panthers. I'm getting really stupid looks here. Dale, Werribee Central's been dying to get their fellows on the paddock, and how good will they go?
I reckon they'll go all right, Dick, but I think Belpost still are travelling pretty sweetly. The big concern I have this week is players will be coming back into the Werribee side will be a little bit underdone. They haven't played for some of them for 2 or 3 weeks, and I think that'll be important. I think they'll take a little bit more time to settle, and Belpost Hill now got into their rhythm. And the playing, as I said, on Saturday, they played some really good football against Bannockburn and really never gave them a look in after about 10 minutes into the second quarter. They took the game away. It was fairly close at half-time, but you just see some signs happening then. Bannockburn weren't playing too crisply. They were fumbling a lot. That pressure goes to Belpost Hill. So their game plan's still standing up, and it's going to take a big effort from Werribee to fix them up. They can do it, but the good players are going to have to play really well. So it'll be interesting to see where the Lovell gets the ball out of the centre. Hall's got to have a big game. Pilkington's got to have another big game through the wing because he's been a pretty important part. Kitchen's going to need some help up forward. That's if they can find someone else to go forward and kick goals with them, that will be their bonus because we think Rosenweig's not going to play. So,
Buffer not playing?
No, I don't think he will get back. There was thought he wasn't going to get back. Look, he could be a smoky, you just don't know. And I don't know about Toby Bray either. He's was questionable with a hamstring. He might be right. They've got to play him, I suppose, and try him out now. There's no sense waiting for a grand final. They mightn't get there. But the fact is, I think Belpost still playing too well and should win.
Jason, we'll talk about Anthony Kitchen because he's sort of come in under the radar a little bit. All the focus has been on Paul Brigett from North Geelong, booting 102 goals this season. But gee, he's on 89 goals and he's a chance probably to kick 100 in the final series.
He certainly is, and even early in the season when he was sort of playing the double act with Rosenweig up at full forward, he was probably taking most of the kudos and getting most of the goals. But Kitcher was sort of getting in with 3 and 4 here and there, and then when Rosenweig got injured, he took over the main mantle again, and he's had an outstanding season with 89 goals and will be a crucial part of today's game for Werribee. Belpost Hill on Saturday last week settled better than Bannockburn, and I think that's what may get them over the line against Werribee. I think Werribee is if they need to settle pretty quick in the finals. The intensity of the finals football is going to be the thing that's going to test them. But I think Belpost Hill, with plenty of experience in their team and the possibility, I think, that they're going to get a couple back as well, they're going to be hard to beat.
Be a fantastic game, and of course for the victor, they go straight through to the grand final. Dale, and you think it'll be Werribee Centrals?
No, I think Belpost Hill.
It's in Belpost Hill. And Jason?
Yeah, I think the Panthers too. I think they're hitting their straps at the right time of the season.
So through to the grand final, and hopefully they can break that drought for many years of not winning a grand final. The Panthers will be fantastic for local footy, no doubt about that. I'll get it right. Tomorrow afternoon is actually the first semi-final, and it's the Bannockburn Tigers, of course, who went down to Belpost Hill last weekend, up against the East Geelong Eagles, a magnificent win against the Magpies. That's all right. The Magpies last Sunday, and this will be a great game indeed. Elimination final type day again, and at 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, one side will be out of action this year. Dale, who's it going to be?
Well, I'd like to think it's going to be East Geelong, mate, but Bannockburn would have to do a fair bit of improving from last week to this. They've got to find a few blokes up forward that can kick goals. At one stage, I think Aaron Eddy had 5 just before half-time, and Jacob Foote might have been the other side goal kicker. They kicked 6. They never kicked one in the third quarter, and they got junk-time goals in the last. But for mine, I liked the way East Geelong played their game in the weekend. They got themselves into a rhythm. Their last quarter, I think their structure was pretty good. Obviously, Chamberlain wasn't on the ground, but they had Scroblock at full forward, and the big fella doesn't get any smaller. And I think that's their best game plan. If they can put him at full forward, kick the ball in long, last week North Geelong, I think, fell for it where they had 2 or 3 players flying against him, which left East Geelong on the ground by themselves. If they're going to do that this week with Bannockburn, Travis Griggs got that big job to do. If he can hold Scroblack at full forward, but then you got guys like Sean O'Leary, Ryan Closter. There was 3 or 4 other blokes played through that forward line. I just can't put my name on them now, but they're a pretty good unit.
Big Hilly, he can go to.
Well, actually, I've seen him 2 or 3 times, and every time I've seen him, he's broken down. On Saturday, he lit up pretty well and left that space behind him. And actually, Jay spoke about that last week, and that was a big plus for them with him playing so well. And Dean O'Hara, by the end of the game, was just floating in through that area. He seems to like it this type of year. The ground at St Albans gives him plenty of space. Look, I'm going to stay. I think Bannockburn beat them twice. I think they can beat them again, but gee, they're going to have to improve a hell of a lot.
Yeah, Jace, Bannockburn coming into the finals, their form hasn't been exactly sensational. This is a big opportunity for them to. A vast improvement is definitely needed, isn't it?
Look, I think Ron Pilgrim and Ross Dillon will be saying to the boys that this is it. I mean, they've got no second chance after Sunday, so they really need to make sure they make every post a winner. I think that what has happened as well is that the fact that they've had a few players in and out. Dean Perkins hasn't been in. Hickleton's been in and out. They need to think about some of those players coming back into the team, and they need to start well. That's the thing, and I think they need to find somebody else besides Aaron Eddy to actually kick some goals. But East Geelong's structure with Hill there and Closter across half forward, I reckon that helps them. And I think their midfield's just about hitting their straps with Ricky O'Toole and Bowman and Coy and a few others there. And I think, unfortunately, they might be too strong for Bannockburn and tip Dale's mob out.
Yeah, the big thing, Dick, I suppose, last week we saw Primke go back and play on Paul Briggy, and I think that was probably a pretty good move, and I think he will get Aaron Eddy to start off with. Mark Vetter, while he's a big lump of a bloke, I'm not too sure whether he can actually. I don't know whether he's a smarter footballer as what Primke can be. So I wouldn't be surprised if he went back and started there. As I said, Bolton does roll in the ruck, so that. They can afford the luxury of having Scroblack play in the goal square all the time. And look, if he needs to go back and fill up a hole in front of Aaron Eddy at some stage, that can happen. But as I said, it's going to be a great game of football. As I said, Michael Jennings, I thought, played a little bit better on the weekend. I thought it was probably one of his better games. He sort of slowly worked into the game. But Bannockburn have just got to get their run going. Bradford Toole is pretty important. Alistair Woods, those type of blokes. Brad Watts have really got to take control of that midfield, get the ball into the forward line. If they can do that on a regular basis, they've got the players down there to kick it, but they're going to need to find those extra goal kickers which you let them down last week.
Okay, well, all the action will be on this afternoon and tomorrow afternoon on 94.7 The Pulse. Your home of country football, 1:30 this afternoon, 1:30 Sunday afternoon. Catch all the action there. Big game on this afternoon. Werribee Central's taking on the Belpost Hill Panthers and the Bannockburn Tigers tomorrow afternoon. Oh, God, it's a very funny day. Taking on the East Geelong Eagles and a fantastic weekend in footy. Next weekend, it's preliminary final weekend. The weekend after, it's the grand final. Of course, you'll see that live on Channel 31. Yep, we're all going to be out there at St Albans Park doing a live telecast. The second one for the footy this year, since last year. It'll be fantastic indeed. Well, have a great afternoon, guys. Dale, have a lovely afternoon at St Albans Park and tomorrow afternoon.
Looking forward to getting fed both days.
I can imagine you're out there, mate. You're like a machine. Jace, all the best, mate, and good luck at half time.
But yeah, I need to have it against him.
That takes care of another show, folks. Only 2 more to go after this one. Have a great afternoon in footy. We'll see you all again next Saturday morning. Bye for now.